What's good, YouTube? It's your boy
Oh,
Shabazz.
boy, Natty Babs, man.
We the BaptisteBros. What's up, y'all? Where? Where?
This man.
How we doing, yo? How we doing, man? You doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. This nigga does piss me off. Bro. I don't need to see that shit, yo. The people don't need to see that shit. Yo. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Yo, what you eating? No sponsor. What you eating on?
Little Quaker rice crisps, cheddar flavor.
Rice crisps. Good rice crisps.
The good rice crisps. Yeah, home. But enough with the BS. We here today, man. We got a lot to talk about. A lot transpired over the weekend. A lot transpired yesterday, actually, and today. So, without further ado, before we get on to all that, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get right let's get right, man. So the combine was last week. So I'm happy. You got a record holder now.
Shout out to Xavier Worthy, man. He broke the 40 time with a 4.21 official 40-yard dash. It's wild because it's like it doesn't sound fast, right? It don't sound like when you watch, because you don't really watch college. You started watching college football a little bit, but not as much as I do. He has that, and this is gonna be sacrilegious to say. When you see him on the film, it's like, damn, he's this nigga fast as shit. This nigga got Tyreek Hill speed. But then when he runs the combine, it's like, damn, this nigga fast as Tyreek Hill. Like it's wild to say, and it's like the last guy is John Ross, and this is where receivers you can't buy into 40-yard times because that's what John Ross became a first round pick because of that kind of thing. He had good college tape, but he wasn't like a route runner. He wasn't really a contested catcher. He was just speed. And Hollywood Brown, same situation. Speed and just blew by everybody, was always the fastest dude on the field. But when you're going against NFL guys who are also faster than college kids, you have to adapt. And that's what John Ross failed to do. That's what Hollywood Brown failed to do. So with Xavier Worthy, yes, it's gonna be great that he's gonna get like the recognition of, my God, this guy is a playmaker. His teammate Donnie Mitchell is a little bit better than him. He still might make it to the first round because of the talent, because he has talent. Don't get me wrong, but it's not just gonna be because of the 40-yard. It's gonna be because he's actually a great receiver. But yeah, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. But another thing, I want your thoughts on this. I mean, gotta talk about it. Yeah, top quarterbacks and Marvin Harrison Jr. saying, I'm not working out the combine. You're not, like, I don't have to show my skills out for everybody. Y'all not ever gonna draft me anyway. What are your thoughts on quarterbacks and just at least top 10 guys, top 5 guys saying, I don't need to go work out. Y'all already know what I am. Like, if you need something for my medical, you shout out to my pro day. But other than that, y'all not gonna need anything from me anyway.
See, all right, for Marvin Harrison, I understand because he was already hurt. 1, 2, he's the consensus number 1 receiver. Like all the draft boards, all the mocks is having him as the first receiver taken. Now, unless something happens and Roma Doomsday or Malik Neighbors interview extremely well and they get picked over him, that's fine. But Mina Khan said it, and I don't completely agree, but it makes a lot of sense. She said he's quarterback proof. Like, no matter where he goes, he's gonna be something special. And I completely agree with that. But, not everywhere. Obviously, like, if he goes to Arizona, I think that's a match made in heaven. I think him and Kyler would do some great things together for a long time. Because Kyler Murray's still young, and he got a good, 9-10 years prime at least. So, that's a good, I'm not saying Peyton and freaking his pops, but, you think Peyton and pops, duo lasted a long time together and did some great things together. I think of like that. Caleb, people saying he's a consistent number one. I have my own opinion about Caleb. I've said it. I'm not a fan. No UFC quarterback has ever done good. I don't expect him to do good. That is me. Jaden Daniels.
So who's your number one then?
I don't know. It's not my pick. I don't care. I'm not Chicago. You the number one pick. You Chicago night. You know.
Lord.
Like it's not me. But if I had to pick one, it probably will be Caleb. But I think it will be not a mistake. I think he'll be But everyone's saying he's about to be the next Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, that's a stretch. Let the boy play it down first. Let the boy. They say, hey, all right. The whole thing about Caleb for me, it's not even him. It's a little bit of him, but it's the people around him. Mainly his pops. It goes from the painting the fingernails thing. It's a little weird. We don't judge for sure, but it's a little weird. Never seen that before. He had one nail. I've done clear cut, cool, but I forgot what he had put on it. But whatever.
It was fuck something. Fuck
like whatever. I'm like, all right, that's bad. That's bad for business.
Or it might have been fuck. It might have been beat other school or whatever. Some
whatever.
Message.
Immature, right? Then you say, or you after you lost to Washington, you crying like a bitch to your mom. Like, bro, take the loss, and you could cry to your teammates. But don't go on the stands and then cry to your mom. I think that was a little cringy to me. That's 2. 3, your pop saying, oh, you want equity of a team that drafts him. Who the hell do you think you are? Breath smelling like Similac wet between the ears. Who the hell do you think you are saying that you want equity of a team that drafts you? The only person who can say that is Mahomes. The only person, like, if we redo his contract, like, I want 1% of the company's, 1% of the company, or 1% of the team ownership. He will be the only person to ever get that. Brady, too, if he had wanted it, but I don't think he wanted that. Like, dude, you can, that right there ticked me off. Then you're from USC. Which it was the same stigma with Ohio State quarterbacks until CJ Stroud was proven to be a dog. Like, Ohio State quarterbacks never panned out. The same thing with USC quarterbacks, never panning out. The exception being Mark Sanchez for a couple years. That's it. That's it. That's the basis we're on. So
the franchise,
you know what I'm saying? Former Jared Great, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to me, Boosie and Jason. Shout out to y'all. But bro, that's the basis we on. Playing in the Pac-12 with no defenses, and the second you play a good defense in Notre Dame, you shit the bed. But hey, you know what I'm saying? And then you're saying, oh, he pulling a Dion, and like, but to everybody basically. Dion, when he was getting drafted, I forgot what team it was. He was like, they were trying to tell him something. He was like, well, you're not even gonna be. I ain't gonna be here when you drafted me, so it doesn't even matter what you're telling me right now. But Caleb is just like on some fuck everybody's type of shit. And that's how you make enemies. And that's where I'm like, I get turned off. So it's your pops, it's you, your attitude, your mindset, very immature. And then you're not, like, if you look at the tape, he makes spectacular plays, but he always does that. There's nothing like, he doesn't make the layups. He doesn't give the layups. He always wants to go for the above and beyond. And that, if he continues to do that, it'll be 50-50. Oh, a highlight going on NFL top 10, but you losing because you threw a pick, because you try to make a play. So unless he learns and matures and tries to dial it back, then hey, Drake May too. Drake May, you went to UNC? Who game played? Like, it's not, it's weird. Every quarterback has a flaw in them. Jaden Daniels, that's my guy. I love him. To be honest with you, pause. Love the kid. but he runs too much and he takes a lot of contact.
And he's skinny.
And he's small.
Not like Kyler Murray, but like
He's
you gotta put on some.
put some weight on. And we can do that. If Anthony Richardson is like 6'5", like 2 something, he got hurt because he was taking a lot of contact. I'm thinking about that. You smaller than this kid, he broke his shoulder. If you take one or two of these, it's hard. So all these quarterbacks have a flaw with them. But if I was to be to Chicago, I might. You don't want to pass on Caleb. You don't want to be the team that passes on Caleb, and then he goes off. So let's say he has a spectacular career, you could have had that. So if I'm Chicago, I'm pressured to pick him up. But I don't know, man. It's Caleb is just weird to me. The combine is, to be honest, is weird as has this whole system. Like, I think you should just watch the tape. But people make such a spectacle. It's have pro days. Because people train for the combine. That's the thing. They train for it. They train to run the fastest 40, bench the most, train the vertical, train the broad jump. They do it on purpose just do the same thing just at the pro day.
They do it at the pro day as well.
So what's the point? What's the point of having that combine if you haven't?
I got
small school guys deserve to have a combine. Who don't have a lot of tape on them, who don't have a lot of eyes on them, give them an opportunity. But a big Caleb got USC, Jaden Daniels got LSU, etc. You name it. Big schools. They all have pro days. Why not just have your own thing?
So you can never have too much exposure, especially when you're trying to interview. You're showing off your best assets to a team. Because sometimes, just watch the film, and you're playing against guys who will never sniff the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's so. It's like when you're in the playoff, like Texas. Brian Murphy, he's a defensive lineman, big as shit, impactful every play. The 40 time and all of his athleticism is on display, and it matches the film.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of stuff. Like, oh snap, this guy's so crazy. Every time the play happened, he was always in the backfield. The 40, the athleticism, the 3-cone drill, all that stuff, the bench press, all of that kind of coincides with the tape, which just adds fuel to the fire. Rome Odunze is going to be a top 10 pick. He participated because he wanted to show everyone knew he was good, but they wanted to see more of athleticism out of him, right? Now, someone that got hurt a little bit in the comeback was Audric Estime, right? Notre Dame running back, who on film is a lot faster than what people give him credit for. Like, he has low acceleration. It takes a while to get that engine going. But if it's like a breakaway run, like a 50-yard run, he's gone. So towards the end of the 40, you're in a 4.740, which isn't that bad. It's just in comparison to other running backs running 4.5s, and it's like you're splitting hairs at like tenths of seconds. But those tenths of seconds is like, can you fit the hole and be powerful and elusive and all that stuff in the NFL? So that's why it's both. People, I'm only going to work out on the pro day because they don't want to get hurt and other stuff like that. Cool. They also, like Marvin Harrison, not even working out at all. He's not even doing his pro day as well. So it's one of those things. He knows where he's going to go. He knows he's a top 3. So there's no reason to put anything out there. Also, with the small schools, right? Like guys who haven't got that much national exposure, the combine, at least for passive viewing, people watch and turn into the combine. And people like, oh, this nigga nice. Or in other words, this white nigga is nice. For example, the guy is a receiver from Georgia who's getting top first round picks, like first round looks. Damn, he had good tape, but he was playing with Georgia and other guys who are going to make it. No, he actually on his own showed up and showed out during the drills and all that good stuff. Pro days typically lead to better performances. Why? Because if you're a quarterback, you're throwing to guys that you know. Like Michael Penix, when he participates in his drills, he's throwing to guys Jalen Polk, Rome Odunze, and other guys that he just built that rapport with. The tight end, I forget his name, pardon me. But like those guys who they're going to look better because the quarterback that he built a relationship with is throwing him the ball. Knowing exactly where he wants it. Knowing exactly hey, I want you to cut at this exact point and make me look good. With the combine, a guy from Washington like Michael Penix, who I love, he's my favorite player this entire draft. And whatever team he goes through, I hope, for the love of God, I hope it's New Orleans. I hope we do not draft JJ McCarthy and we draft Michael Penix. I swear I will be so sad. Where's a do-rag, bro? Bro, if you watched the national semifinal against Texas in New Orleans, it was in New Orleans, in the Superdome. He looked perfect, bro. He looked like he was throwing to NFL guys. And I'm like, bro, against NFL guys. Yes, he has an injury concern, but again, we're not here to talk about our favorite guys. Point is, though, pro days are for like, okay, like if you didn't work at the combine or you want to up your 40 time or whatever, or you was nervous or whatever, then you go to pro day and then make it happen. And second chance at a good first impression. But schools like South Dakota State and other guys, HBUs, have their own combine as well. So we're just trying to get more exposure. More exposure doesn't hurt anybody. Unless you're a top 3 guy who know you're going to get drafted, or top 4, because Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Caleb, and Marvin Harrison, and Malik Neighbors, all did not participate. So those are the top 5, and they know somehow, some way, they can draft top 5. They just don't know where. So why put yourself through extra hurt and just train for the NFL? So there's that. Well, yeah, man. The combine is fun, man. The combine is fun. It's like a secondary screen, but like when Xavier Worthy broke the record, we and Corbin were watching basketball and we're watching UFC as well. It's like, oh shit, this guy just broke the record. Like, damn. And obviously everyone knows about it. But yeah. But combine happened, but then now we have early, not free agency signings, but more franchise tags. And I actually looked into something today. I was like, what the fuck is a franchise tag? So there are 3 major types of franchise tags, okay? First,
educated.
The first is the common term of franchise tag, which is a non-exclusive franchise tag. What does this mean? This means, firstly, this is a 1-year deal. Okay, so all franchise tags are 1-year deals. Okay, non-exclusive deals with the average of the top 5 salaries at that player's position over the last 5 years, or 120% of the previous salary. So to put that into perspective, right? Saquon Barkley, like he got paid. I forgot what his was, but let's say for argument's sake, it was 20 million. It wasn't 20 million, but let's just say it was, right? It's probably like 15, but let's just say for argument's sake, it was 20 million, right? If he signed a franchise tag, which the Giants didn't, he's now officially a free agent. If they would have signed him, he would have. If he signed a non-exclusive tag, he would have had a chance to negotiate his deal with the Giants as well, but he would get paid 120% of his previous year. So 120% of 20 is 100. Not 20, just about 25. I want to know. Almost had it. 24. 24 million, right? And so it would go up by 4 million, right? Or the average of all the running backs who got paid, and the average of theirs, the highest running backs, whichever is the highest. So most teams, if you signed a franchise tag, you got the non-exclusive deal, where again you can negotiate with other teams, but your team. So like if he had signed with, using Saquon as a perfect example, he can negotiate with other teams, but the Giants would have the right to match any offer presented to them, or receive 2 first-round picks as compensation. That's why a lot of teams sign or give franchise tag to these guys. So L'Jarius Sneed, for example, he got signed with the franchise tag, right? The non-exclusive John, right? And he has a chance to, he has a chance to seek a trade and like get signed for another team. But what they don't understand is that the Chiefs get a chance to counter if they feel as though they want to keep him. If he hit too rich my blood, all right, cool. But the Chiefs get compensated with draft picks as well. But with L'Jarius Sneed, he's set to make $19.8 million off the tag, because that's based off of all the other cornerbacks, the top 5 average of the market. So that's the first one. Most of them are non-exclusive. Then you got the exclusive, where the team retains the sole right to negotiate with the player. So if L'Jarius Sneed wanted to get a no deal, it would have to be only with the Chiefs. He can't sign, he can't go somewhere else. The exclusive tag is kind of like the quarterbacks. It's mainly just for quarterbacks, where kind of like the Ravens last year with Lamar, they tagged him, but it was like they just want to negotiate with him and him alone. And they didn't want to open it up to everybody, but they did, but no one really bought into it. So it's really just, we want to give you time. We just want time to negotiate a deal. We just want time. Just give us some time to negotiate and let's make it happen. Let's make both parties happy. Where players from who other teams would gladly give up first round picks to receive this tag, quarterbacks. Then you have the transition tag, 1 year deal, and you still get it again. All of them have the same situation, except for the exclusive versus non-exclusive. You still get a chance to negotiate deals with your original club, and if a team wants the player, hey, it is what it is. So I have the players who have been signed to these tags, all based off NFL.com. So,
so I cared about, man.
So officially tagged, right? Guys we talked about last week who probably should have gotten paid and will be getting paid based off what they tell us, right? So Josh Allen, right? He'll earn $24 million.
Money doesn't matter. Money don't matter, man. I don't care about the money.
All of these are just 1 year deals, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind. These are all just 1 year deals. Josh Allen, Brian Burns, Kyle Duggar. He got the transition tag, right? So, he has a chance to talk to other teams and go up with that. T. Higgins, non-exclusive tag. And also, every team gets one non-exclusive. Every team gets one non-exclusive. You can't just have everybody like, I want to keep this guy. I want to keep this guy. No. Every team gets one. Everybody gets one, like Spider-Man. So T. McGee, Jalen Johnson, Justin Matabuke, Michael Pittman, which is what a lot of people were like, oh, shit, because this is the first time the Colts had used their franchise tag since 2013. So the Colts typically never re-sign guys or never tag them. They either just pay them or let them walk. So Jonathan Taylor was an exception, and obviously now Michael Pittman. L'Jarius Sneed we discussed, Antoine Winfield Jr., and then guys who did not get tagged are just 3 so far: Saquon, Xavier McKinney, and then Christian Wilkins, who we all kind of predicted last week that they would not be signed. That's the update on tags. Free agency. Mike Evans did get his contract, a 2-year, $52 million deal, all guaranteed. So, yeah.
That's cool. Before we move on, right? Dude, I don't. Hold on.
Wait, also, real quick, Justin Matabuke, $22 million. Woo!
Oh, you said it. It's the top 5, the average. Bro, you got Aaron Donald. You got to have Chris Jones, Quentin Williams, who got paid, Dexter Lawrence, who got paid. Like, yo, it's a huge market for interior defensive linemen. But I want to play a clip because Mike Evans got paid, right? Shout out to Mike Evans. He deserved his bread. But that also goes with
DataCamp, you don't need to download Python to learn Python. You can learn right in your browser with hands-on exercises for coding.
All right, so Nick Wright is about to put us on game. So we're really about to be in like a renaissance in terms of wide receivers. It's a lot. And me and actually we talked about it in the past. We actually talked about it. Hold on, let me remove this real quick. We talked about it when we did the last year when we did the freaking wide receiver tiers. It was like, yo, there's so many like elite guys. It's about to be saturated. But Nick Wright's about to talk about real quick, way like more in depth about what I was trying to talk about during last summer. So enjoy real quick.
Per year of any receiver ever, Cooper Kupp and then him, because Tyreek and Devontae's deals both got inflated by what are fake final years. Tyreek's final year is $45 million. Like, it's not happening. Right. It's a great contract. And I also think that we might, Brew, be approaching a bit of a wide receiver money. I don't want to say tipping point, but I think what happened to running backs is going to happen to receivers.
Oh, wow.
Not in that the position's not that important or whatever. But one of the things that happened to running backs is all the best athletes for so long played it. And then all of a sudden you had so many good ones that the market got saturated and people were like, yeah, you can find good running backs everywhere in the draft, so why pay it? So think about this. Best receivers in the league are going to keep getting paid. Tyreek, Justin Jefferson, Chase, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, those types of guys. Just in the last 2 years, the following guys have come in the league. Garrett Wilson, Puka, basically all the Green Bay receivers. Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, Chris Olave, Drake London, Tank Dell, Jordan Addison. That's 8-9 guys who teams are like, we love our guys. In this year's draft, I am being told we have Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, Troy Franklin, Brian Thomas, McConkey, who I think the Chiefs are going to draft, Brian Mitchell, and there's one, the big kid from Florida State, Keon Coleman, and this kid who just ran a 4.040, who now, that's 10 guys who we were like could be first rounders. So I think the Michael Pittman, Hollywood Brown market is going to get squeezed. I think that there is going to be a level of, wait a minute. Like we can't have 40 guys, number one receivers.
What about T. Higgins?
So I think Higgins would get a big deal, but I wouldn't give him one. So like people are like asking me on the Chiefs, like, oh,
he didn't go on talk about like the Chiefs and T. Higgins and stuff. But basically, the main point was like, yo, we have so many freaking guys, man.
Yeah,
I love it. Like I love the game, but like 32 teams all having number one guys, and then some like the Bengals have 2 number one guys and T and Chase, and depending on who they draft, because they might not draft Bowers, they might draft another receiver. It's that happening. Like Michael Pittman just got signed a franchise tag. Hollywood Brown is not signed. I don't know what they're gonna do with the tag on him. Whatever. So he'll be a free agent. And then Calvin Ridley saying he's gonna be a free agent too. But it's so many freaking guys. And it's weird. Like they're not gonna take discounts, but they know, hey, these young bucks about to pull up year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. Like eventually they're gonna be fizzled out, which is good for the league because like, all right, the old guard is leaving. We need the new blood to step up, which is in the wide receiver position, 100% happening. Quarterback position, 100% happening. I love that, but like in terms of like the players. It's like the market is going to just keep on. Like they're going to see he making this. You're not better than him. It's going to have a lot of honest conversations about a lot of guys. So and Justin Jefferson didn't even get paid yet. Chase ain't get paid yet. So it's like CD didn't get paid yet.
I think CeeDee Lamb's up for an extension this year. But so it's like, how do teams navigate that? Because Dak. Like quarterbacks are more important than ever, right? And Dak is up for an extension or getting paid. I think he's gonna get paid $45 million this year, unless they restructure it. So $45 million for him. The salary cap, it's not the Saints find a way to finesse every year. So I'm gonna say, the salary cap doesn't exist. It exists. Like to keep the can down the road. You have to pay, like it comes due eventually. But understanding that like a cap is a cap. You have to use 100% of the money, and you can't go over it. Like you can't just say, like with Dallas, yes, you have marketing. So like there's some teams that are like, hey, we're gonna pay you a little bit less, but you'll get the national exposure of just, hey, you're part for a player for America's team. How many freaking commercials does Dak have? Because he's a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Michael Parsons getting podcast opportunities and all stuff like that. So it's like he's not gonna get the money up front; he'll get the money behind the scenes. Speaking of money, so shout out to some guys. We have a lot of time, but we're not really going into all the guys that got signed. Shout out to the Texans though. Shout out to the Texans. We talked about it last week with Dalton Schultz. We was like, yo, Dalton Schultz should get paid. And what happens? He got 3 years, $36 million with $23 million fully guaranteed. Shout out to Dalton Schultz. Shout out to the Texans, man, doing what they're supposed to do, slowly rebuild and get weapons for CJ Stroud. Saquon on the market now. Saquon's on the market. And I believe, like I said last week, the negotiations, a new calendar year starts next week. Hold on. NFL season start. No, god damn it. Important dates. I don't need to know all that stuff. Hold on. Season 2024 calendar. Yeah. Important dates. Thank the Lord. Pro day. Prior to 4 o'clock, the deadline for teams to designate franchise, so nobody else can get franchised. Today was the deadline. Okay, so nobody else can get franchised. Then you have negotiating periods open up next week. Next, what's the 11th? Next Monday. The season officially starts next Wednesday. The first day ends after midnight, basically. Like, you have time to negotiate, free agency, all that stuff starts next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So we'll get exposed because Woj and everybody else like, hey, this guy got paid, this guy got paid, this guy got paid. So keep your Twitters open, keep all that stuff. But next Wednesday, free agency kicks off officially. But some people have already got signed by their teams, i.e. Mike Evans, i.e. Dalton Schultz. But like I was saying before I was really interrupted by myself, speaking of money, Russell, last name Wilson, Sierra's husband, that Bronco pack hit nice, man. He got cut. And Shabazz, can you tell the people how much the Broncos owe in dead money for 3 years?
85. Record 85.
85 M's, bro. Just to get him off the team. So here's a timeline of events. 2 years ago, when the Broncos had no quarterback, they were a quarterback away. They had the defense. They had receivers. They had running game. They had everything they needed. Just not a quarterback. Broncos trade for Russell Wilson. 3 first-round picks, a pick swap, and get Albert Owegunram. I'm so bad I can't say his name. And they just do player swaps. But basically, here's a big tip. 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson. And this is the same offseason as the Deshaun Watson thing. So Chris Broussard put that in perspective. It's not as bad as that, because that's turning into being a dumpster fire. But 3 first-round picks for him. And then on top of that, a 5-year extension that was worth $240 million. They only paid for the first 2. And he can go get traded he can go sign to another team, and the other team only has to pay like $1.4 million, $1.5 million. The Broncos have to cover his salary for 3 years, bro. 85 M's. So the question asks, where do the Broncos go from here? They are screwed.
They cooked.
Unless somehow, some way, they end up finessing and getting a generational quarterback like JJ.
They have the 12th pick.
Huh?
They have the 12th pick.
Yeah, that's literally what I was about to look up as well. They have the 12th pick. So they need a quarterback. Don't draft one. They don't have money. They don't have a salary cap because they cap it. That money is going to the guy. So they can't sign a veteran guy to come there. Unless they sign Jameis for like 10 mil or whatever, something like that.
Bro, here's what they're gonna do. Here's what they should do. Right?
Talk to people, man.
Bite the bullet, right? Say we fucked up. The only way to direct, because they have no assets that they own. Well, that's a lot. They have 2 assets. They have 2 assets. Jerry Judy.
Don't say it. Don't say it a second.
I don't want to say it, but you know who I'm thinking about, and that's PS2, Patrick Surtain. They can acknowledge the fuck up that they did, right, and be like, "Hey, we need a generational quarterback. We need one of these big 3 guys." So they can hit up New England and say, "Hey, we'll give you a 1st-round pick, Pat Surtain, and freaking Jerry Judy for the 3rd pick. We have a top 3 corner that you can build around with Christian Gonzalez coming back. And then the Patriots could end up just signing Russell Wilson. So then you have that in the back pocket. You could do that. Hit the Giants. Like, yo, Giants. You know, you got Daniel Jones here. You got the 6th pick. What's up with little something? Get a little shutdown. Get the best corner you guys ever had. And then you get a quality receiver in Judy for a year or two if you want to extend them. It's options there. Will they do it? No, because P2 is like the next freaking Champ Bailey. So they won't do that. So you gotta hope that in a heavy quarterback draft, Bo Nix drops, Penix drops, Hartman, maybe.
Nah, you're not going this way.
But Spencer Rattler drops. Maybe by the grace of God. We'll talk about the next.
Because they say it's like 6 guys who can go in the first round. And realistically, yeah. But after Penix, because literally it goes, here's his top 6 quarterbacks. Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy, and then Michael Penix. After Michael Penix, because it's butter. It's butter. It's toast. It's cooked. Like it's bad. Like bad.
That's you saying Sam Hartman too, and now you don't.
I know. I'm not again. He doesn't even need an NFL, bro. Bro, he literally doesn't need an NFL.
He can model somewhere, bro.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't need an NFL, bro. That's hilarious. He's running a 40-yard dash, and literally the NFL did a slow-mo. It's like they used his face and did a slow-mo of his hair flowing in the wind. He doesn't need this shit, bro. So yes, I'm saying Sam Hartman. I love him. Hey, he did well. He won some games, but could have done better against Ohio State, man. Point is, Russ. So okay, so you say whatever you want to trade your assets, probably not going to do it, and they have the 12th pick, so they probably draft a quarterback, maybe Bo Nix, maybe JJ McCarthy. Cool. Yeah. Where does Russell Wilson sign if you are a GM of a team and you think you have your guy, because you have Lamar, you're just observing the escape of the NFL? What team do you think Russell Wilson signs?
Well, I guess it's a segue to the quarterback carousel because a whole bunch of them that need to play.
Quarterback wrong.
I spelled quarterback wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm tired.
You said it right. You missed the R, but it's okay.
First we go start with Russ, obviously. Where should Russ go? Russ, he has the option of going anywhere he wants to go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? For me, and the reports say they don't want him, but maybe that's just smoke and mirrors. It's low-key Pittsburgh. I'm not gonna lie. They have everything you need. Good running game. If you commit to the running game, you have a good running game. You have two potentially great, but two excellent receivers, a good tight end and fire move, and a defensive-minded head coach who does not lose freaking 9 games a season. You'll be in every single game in Pittsburgh. And you don't need, they're one of the definitions of quarterback away because they obviously offensive line help too, but they have everything else you need. That's 1. 2, maybe Minnesota, depending on where Kirk Cousins goes. Because you sign him for the 1.4 that you was mentioning. You could pay Jefferson. You got Addison. You got Hawkinson. You maybe draft Saquon. I mean, not draft. Maybe draft a running back, whatever, or even try to win now and go for Saquon. So Minnesota is also a viable option. Or, which I don't want for him. I don't see it for him. But it could happen. Which is Atlanta. But I want Atlanta to get Justin Fields. I am 100% vindicated. You thought I freaking forgot. Bro, I said that shit way back. I said that shit in October, bro. I gotta find the clip. I said that shit way back. I was like, oh, I would love to see Justin Fields in Atlanta, and now it's happening. And I'm like, you know, it's hype. So, in terms of Russ, though, before we go on to the next person, bro, I can definitely see Minnesota or Pittsburgh. Personally, I would hate it as a Ravens fan because if you give Pittsburgh with that good defense and good position group guys, you give them a decent, above average quarterback, you gotta be shitting me. Like, I'd be tight. It's already hard enough to beat them. They always beat us in the regular season. This gets me so tight. But you give them a quality starter, which, you know, we joke around about Russell Wilson though, but he's a quality starter. He's a top 20 quarterback. Like, you might not be able to win a chip with him. I wouldn't say that much. But if you need a game manager who doesn't make mistakes like that, that's your guy. For $1 million, that's your guy. So that's what I think. What about you, bro?
I agree with all those. So you mentioned when you did like the hypothetical trade stuff, I think New England might, because Gerard Mayo, defensive minded head coach, just needs some consistency there. Just needs a guy that's like, hey, I know what you're capable of, and obviously he's played defense. He's played. I don't think timelines match, but I'm pretty sure they faced each other. It might not. It might have been too late in Mayo's career, but all in all, I think a defensive minded coach would be best for him. And it's not like, oh my God, like Russell Wilson's so old. Like, I think he's like 34, 35. Like, quarterbacks hit their prime. One thing before I say this, and you're going to be like, it's going to be tangential, but not really. You had mentioned about with Caleb Williams, you don't want to be the team that doesn't draft him, right? Like, the Bears passed on Watson and Mahomes to get Mitch Trubisky, and they're living in that whole situation for forever, right? It's always laughing at me, right? The thing too is that like the Chargers, like, drafted Drew Brees, but only true football fans know he played for the Chargers. What do teams know him for? What do fans know him for? Casual fans or not, know him with the Saints. Justin Fields, because Russell Wilson, I don't think he's like, he can go to Pittsburgh and win a few games, whatever. But unless you bring a title to Pittsburgh, you're not going to be remembered as a Pittsburgh quarterback.
Very true.
You had mentioned this, bro, and this is going to piss me the fuck off because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Justin Fields to Atlanta has that same kind of feel that with Drew Brees going to New Orleans. I'm not comparing them quarterbacks, but think about it this way. When Drew Brees left San Diego, he had just got off for shoulder surgery. He literally, the last game of his Charger career, he's going for a fumble, something that Cam Newton never did. And his arm, collarbone, shoulder, all of that just shot dead. Like, he's literally holding it. Like, he can't even lift his arm. And he was supposed to go to Miami, but what happens? They said the doctors don't clear him. Saints said, yo, we need a guy because we need someone to rally behind. And then boom, the rest, as they say, is history. Justin Fields is from Atlanta.
Yes.
He can't be as bad as Desmond Ridder.
No.
Like, for the last 2 years, you've went with a guy who's been trash. That's been shitter, if you will. Justin Fields has had flashes of brilliance. He's also had flashes of just incompetence because he didn't have anybody. Because it was DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and nobody else. At Atlanta, it would piss me off because they have a decent defense. Last game of the season notwithstanding. They have a great running back in Bijan. They have a great receiving core, young receiving core, and he just need a guy to just make plays.
A fantastic offensive line, too.
And a fantastic offensive line. Justin Fields to Atlanta seems too good to be true, and it will piss me the fuck off if that happened because the Saints got to face him twice a year. But so that's why I hope he doesn't sign. I hope Justin Fields signs with Mike Tomlin and signs with the Steelers because
you become my problem.
Yes, Get him out the freaking NFC. Go to the AFC with the loaded ass quarterback conference. But in all seriousness, I think Justin Fields needs to go to an offensive minded coach who's going to work with him, develop him, make him get even better. Russell, he's already set in his ways. He's not going to change. Right now, Matthew Stafford got late in his career, went to Sean McVay, and blossomed into I wouldn't even say blossomed. We knew, again, true football fans who watch him play for so many years knew Matthew Stafford was good. He just didn't get the recognition because he was losing all the time.
Mhm.
So, like Russell Wilson, people are now starting to remember, oh, like this guy sucked. Now, who knows? Kirk Cousins, though, where do you think he goes? I'm sorry for the tangent, but I decided to say it because
Makes sense.
But-
See, the thing is, he's coming off the Achilles, right? But he's not like Aaron Rodgers with the Achilles because he's not a mobile quarterback. He never was. Like he would do his little couple scampers here and there, like twice a year, or whatever. But he's not known as he's like one of the more left stationary quarterbacks like that we have left in the game. Nowadays, everyone is somewhat mobile, dual threat ability, not like Lamar, not like Kyler, but I say like a Mahomes, because Mahomes is not a dual threat. But if you give him a crease and you got everything blocked, people forget that 0.5 seconds that he's half black, he gonna dip. You feel me? So with Kirk, it's like whoever team needs a quarterback, honestly.
Raiders.
Whatever team needs a quarterback, Raiders. I would love to see him with the Raiders. With Devontae. And then you drive offensive line. You have options. And I think you could go to Atlanta too. You could go.
Kirko
Chains in Atlanta would be nuts. But I do think at the end of the day, I do think he stays in Minnesota. I do think he stays. I think he's one of those people like he doesn't like change a lot. He stayed there for a long time. And you might not win anything, but at the end of the day, it's like, what's best for your family? And he's a big family man. So I think the business is a cutthroat business, is very bad, but I think at the end of the day he stays in Minnesota. Now if it doesn't happen, then hey, wherever he goes. But I think my mind says like he stays in Minnesota.
With some good mindset there. Some good mindset work. All right. And now the main reason why we wanted to have a show today, because Colin Cowherd wanted to have a top 12 quarterbacks heading into 2024. And I don't have the clip. I don't have the video. I don't have the photo of the top 12. I'm pretty sure Renell's going to pull it up for us. Man, it's an interesting list, to say the least. It's interesting. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just interesting. And we wanted to give our thoughts on it. And no, actually, yeah, it's bad. I just looked at it. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's bad, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So Shabazz is finding it. He's just gonna find. You don't need to find the whole clip. Just find
the picture. Yeah.
Should be on YouTube. Just like, hey,
Got it.
what do you think of Colin's list or whatever?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You're a legend. You're a legend. But yeah, man. Obviously, number one, Mahomes.
Sorry. Hold up. My bad.
Wrong one. That's crazy.
One. You said I'm a legend. I'll let you down. Community.
I think you just passed it.
No,
Well,
NBA Bros. Damn it. Fuck, he put it on. I'll just read it. God damn it. I'll read it. So I have the picture still.
So do I.
So you don't read it?
I mean, I have it on my phone that you sent it to.
All right. So top 12 quarterbacks. But I think I can share my screen, which is better than that. Yeah, I block that. People be texting me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hide those messages. People be texting me and shit.
You're an idiot.
All right. So it's a lot of father here, but don't mind the father. All right. So here is the top 12 quarterbacks in the league, according to Colin. Jesus Christ. Can you see that?
Can you zoom in?
I'm trying to. We do. I don't want to exit full screen though, beloved.
Just like use your two fingers and zoom in.
Oh, true.
There we go. Look at you.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So 12, we got Dak, CJ Stroud, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Matt Stafford, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. Immediately, first name that goes to mind is like, where the fuck is Jalen Hurts at? That's number one. Now, that's not the first thing that comes to mind. That's one of the things that come to mind. So for me, there's a lot wrong with this, honestly. There's Kyler Murray. He should not be top 12.
That's the first thing that came to him. I'm like, what the fuck is he in any top 10 list?
He should not be top 12. He could earn his way back in because he definitely was there, but he's not there yet. He just coming back from injury. Aaron Rodgers coming back from injury. He's out. Now, Burrow's built a little bit of equity in these last couple of years to be protected as a top 3, top 4 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Me, Matthew Stafford, I love him. Top 5 though? Hey, I get it. Fuck it. Dak number 12 is nuts. I don't know why. That's the thing. T-Law, he sold the bag himself. Because he could have been, if he made it to the playoffs and maybe lost, like, I get it. Like, that's fine. But, like, yo, you had a chance and you just fumbled the bag. My thing is, Mahomes is solidified number 1. Me, I put Joe Burrow personally number 2. But Josh Allen's not a bad number 2. I'll put Lamar number 3, Josh Allen number 4. We look at body of work, what he's done. Lamar got 2 MVPs. Burrow's made it to a Super Bowl. All Allen's known for is 13 seconds. That's so. Mahomes is 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be interchanged, whatever pattern you want to do. Me personally, I'm biased. Burrow 2, Lamar 3, Allen 4. I put Stafford 5. Me personally, I love Stafford. Never changing that. I love Justin Herbert. We are big Herbies. Big Herbies in the spot. But he's not top 6. He has to earn that spot. I think might be a little early. But I like CJ Stroud as a top 6 quarterback. So 6. Then I will put Justin Herbert 7. Then switching Jared Goff from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, he'd been down. He has to earn that spot back. And even then, I think Dak's better than T-Law. So I would keep the top 5. CJ Stroud 6. Herbert 7. Dak 8. Then Trevor Lawrence. Then Jared Goff. That's top 10. Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray. I guess I'll put Kyler 11 and Aaron Rodgers at 12. So that's my top 12.
So there's a lot that I agree with your list overall, but like my immediate thoughts is Aaron Rodgers coming off the Achilles, like as of right now, should not be top 12 or top 10. It could be 12. That's fine, but whatever. Kyler hasn't even earned a sniff of that. No. Talent-wise, he has the potential, but there's been no, I want to say credibility, no consistency with that. Jared Goff this year has silenced a lot of doubters, a lot of them, and that's a great thing. But at the same time, no, not yet. At least if you keep him at 8, fine. I like the original. I don't like Josh Allen above Lamar. I don't like him above Joe Burrow either, because literally Joe Burrow's beating him in the playoff and it mattered. Patrick Mahomes beat him. Yes, Lamar Jackson has won 2 MVPs. That should mean something. So literally, like, those three guys are the top three. Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow. Mahomes is number one, duh. But Burrow and Jackson should be right after him. Then cool, put Josh Allen there for it. That's fine. Matthew Stafford, he's always one of my favorites, so I keep him at 5. That's fine for me. Herbo, as much as I love him, yeah. T-Law, this year notwithstanding, he was good again. Is it a consistent thing? Is he bad? Was it just a bad year? Is it whatever? Or was last year the outlier? Dak. Oh man. I don't know how I feel about Dak, man. I don't know how I feel about him. Because when it matters most, he doesn't show up. Simple as that. And as much as we're like, oh, he's so great. He no, he doesn't show up when it mattered most. Against Green Bay, he didn't show up. That's kind of hard to. Oh, you putting that one thing on him? Yeah, I am, because he lost the game. He lost the game for them. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, Kyler and Aaron being above CJ Stroud at this moment in time, no, I disagree. I think, yeah, you have a good argument that he's top 7. I'd probably keep the names of the top 5 or top 6 in there. Again, my order is my order. But CJ Stroud, based on what he did last year, obviously you're a big guy of do it more consistent. But CJ Stroud going into the season should be at least 7. At least 7, in my opinion. Another guy, you saw Jalen Hurts, but was his MVP-esque season a blip, or was it because he only had one good season? So, like, was it just like that's the kind of thing you got to talk about when you're evaluating quarterbacks? And then the other guys that I just haven't even mentioned, I'm trying. Brock Purdy,
I put him top 12.
I put him top 12. Yeah, I'd say he's probably better than Kyler at this moment in time. Kyler's potential can make him supersede everybody. I'm trying to just think. No, I'm trying to go through all the teams quickly in my head.
Jordan Love? Nah.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Jordan Love top 12 for sure. So boom, I'd say if for this list, take off Kyler, take off Aaron, put those 2 guys in there. Not necessarily at their spots, just put them in there. Because then you can argue, oh, this guy's a little bit better than this guy. But the top 12 quarterbacks are 10 of the guys you see here. Take off Kyler, take off Aaron, and put Jordan Love and put Brock Purdy in there. And then you have a solid, like a really, really solid list.
I agree, 100%.
Thank you for saying. I was literally trying to go through the heads of. I got to NFC North, and then you had said Jordan Love, so it was perfect timing. Word.
So now, Kyler. I said Kyler. Caleb and the crew about to pull up. Nick Wright has been on. We can take this off the list now. Nick Wright's been on Caleb's nuts for like the last year and a half with this freaking Mahomes Mountain shit. Is Caleb gonna be immediately like on some like you make a rookie game Madden, like a little my career, like a 2K my career, he out here just breaking records. Is he gonna be like a Wembanyama, bro? Do you really think so?
You want my honest?
Yes. We got 15 seconds left for the hour.
I think no, not immediate. I think he'll have rookie pains. I think he'll make a bonehead decision here and there, and he'll be like, "Oh man, why did you do that? Why did you do that play?" But then he'll also have some highlight like, "What the fuck? Only him and Mahomes could do that shit," or only him and Mahomes would try that shit. So he's gonna be adventurous. He's gonna try to do new things for no reason because he's a rookie. But yeah, otherwise, I think he's gonna be good in time, just not immediate.
100%. I think that's an accurate description of it. Yeah, I think he'll eventually become something. I'm holding up hope. Holding my breath. Because USC quarterbacks, I said it in the beginning of the show, USC quarterbacks have never been great. They've been good, above average, but never been great.
Mm.
And every time they say, "Oh, he's a generational prospect," we have yet to see it unfold.
Word.
So we'll see. But that's enough for this hour-long episode of the Baptiste Bros. I am your host, the handsome, I'm looking a little rough, but somewhat semi-handsome Shabazz. That is the incredibly handsome, fresh haircut, Natty Baps. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't know when the next time we'll be here, but you know what I'm saying? If you're rocking with us, we appreciate you guys. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, leave a like, and
If you follow us on TikTok, big news in terms of, hey, where Russell Wilson signs, where like big quarterbacks or big free agent signings and stuff, we definitely react to TikTok. So we also have TikToks that react to that stuff. So follow us on TikTok at BaptisteBros. Look for mine, Natty Baps. Look at his handle, Shabazz TV. We react to stuff. So even if it's not on YouTube, boom, you can find it on TikTok as well. But Shabazz, sorry, I had to say it because people are like, oh, what about if Russell Wilson, bum ass trash can Russell Wilson? Where does he get signed? You're gonna talk about it? Of course we're gonna talk about it. But hey, our lives are busy, man. We can't always be weekly, not during the off season. But when big signings happen, look for Instagram, look at TikTok. You know, we're gonna make things happen for you at work. Sorry.
right. So live life in a couple of things. You got faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta have food. Because who don't love food? What are you talking about? Gotta have football. And you gotta have family. Because family is family.
Okay, Don Toretto.
Exactly. I'm glad you got the reference. See, you can do anything when you got family. And also,
I got it.
Vindictive.